We've just bumped into Peter Bolton, one of the most famous United faces that you'll ever see at any away game. Right, firstly to you. Right, when did you first start following United?
1960s.
1960s, right? Can you remember your first game?
I remember going to Wembley in 1963. That wasn't my first game, but that's one I remember going to.
And who was playing in Wembley?
Manchester United beat Leicester City 3-1.
3-1?
Yeah.
Right. Can you remember how many Euroways you've been to?
No.
Do you remember how many countries you've been to?
Yeah, I'm in the 40s.
40s, incredible.
Yeah.
Right, okay. Who, of all the players that you've seen, who's your favourite United player of all time?
Can't name it down to one. My first hero was always best, but then I went into the 70s when I used to like Gordon Hill. I was a real big Gordon Hill fan.
Yeah, so
then when you go into the 80s, you can go with your, Brian Robson type era. He was a big thing. Then the 90s, you can go on to say Eric Cantona. But how can you miss out Gibson's goals?
No.
You know, you could just go on forever. So I mean, my first was George Best. My last is probably Van Persie, but there's loads in between.
My first is George Best, absolutely.
You're just as old as me. Then.
I am. Over 50, it tells. Right. So can you remember your first game at Old Trafford?
No. I went to lots of reserve games in the early 60s. I went to the first team games in the early 60s. My dad used to carry us in and take us down the United Road. We used to sit with our feet in the railings because there was no kids in the United Road, so he'd pay for 1 and 2 halves and just pay 2 full ones. And we went in. I can't remember the first game.
You can't?
No.
Okay.
Early 62, 63 season.
Okay, 60 flipping, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Right, can you, of all the games you've been to, right, of all the United experiences, what stands out as your best United experience ever?
Manchester, the best game I ever went to. I mean, I've had lots of good experience, but the best game at Old Trafford. I mean, I don't know whether you can beat 99 in the Nou Camp.
Right, okay.
1980, was it 1984 when we were 2-0 down to Barcelona?
Okay.
In the European Cup Winners' Cup.
Yes.
And we came to Old Trafford and we beat them 3-0. They had Maradona in the team, but we had a better Brian Robson in the team, and we beat them. That was the greatest day at Old Trafford I've ever had, I think.
Okay.
So, I don't know whether you can beat that one.
What's been the worst?
Quite a few of them. Can't be many worse than that game against City, which we won't mention. We won't mention.
We won't mention that one.
Yeah, we'll wait back to that one. We don't do worse. We look positive.
Okay, looking at today's opposition today, what's been your best ever memory of versus this lot here?
Well, I've been seeing so many. I've seen John O'Shea score last minute goal.
Yes.
I've seen Rio score goals. I've seen Arthur Albison get a goal when we won 2-1 in there. I've got so many good memories of United winning here. I mean, we seem to, when Liverpool were in the olden days, when they were a good team, we used to beat them more often.
Yes, that's right. Aye.
Yeah.
No, you're right. We couldn't win them in couldn't win the league, but we could always up the game versus this small.
I think that's what they do now.
I think you're right.
They're not going to win the league, but they might beat us once or twice.
That's right. What's been your worst versus this lot?
Was it a 4?
At Old Trafford.
It was a 4-1
at Old Trafford. That was a shocker, wasn't it? Remember, they got chipped at the end. Vince got said chip at the end. That was shocking. Oh, never mind. Anyway, I tell you, can you predict today's score?
Yeah, I've gone for 2-0 today. I've gone for the same team as last game against Swansea. Rooney out, Kagawa in, 2-0 to United.
Okay, and one final thing. What is the famous flag that you carry?
Did you say I haven't got it on me today?
No, you haven't. I'm disappointed.
Right,
but
shut up.
Okay, yeah. Where is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Can't you see it? I've had to tie it around my middle because they'll fleece me outside. I've got my bag on the back and I'm hoping to get it.
Yeah, to go in your bag. Okay.
It's not in the bag, it's wrapped around my
right, well done. Good. I just thought you put in a bit of weight.
I've not put any weight on yet. Don't tell the stewards yet. I've got to get it in yet past the stewards. But there's about 3 grounds, which is City's, Liverpool's and a couple of others, that maybe one other that they don't let me bring the flag in. They let Liverpool fans take a flag in, but they don't take United. But it will be in there one way or the other.
Okay. But
don't tell the stewards.
Can you tell us, what does your flag say?
It says One Love.
One Love, right.
And it also, my wife doesn't like it very much because it says One Love on it.
Right, okay. Very good. Well, if you ever see United away and in Europe and you see the One Love flag,
at the bottom it says Manchester Born.
This is the man, Manchester Born and Bred, yeah.
Okay. It's got One Love on it is the main thing.
Okay. Right, well, I appreciate your time, really do. All right, thanks very much. All right, cheers again. Bye-bye. Bye.